for posterity's sake.
Xyrak getting some fire spells in the forest. She's not going to be happy about that. Preemptive on the single bomb, that's always nice. And the bombs are really slow anyway, so usually they don't get their turn off. But it's nice to have it basically guaranteed. And there's an extra step from Chaos. That's going to be notable a little later on. Alright, so now we have the Ghost Train fight. Ghost Train is an undead boss, so the optimal strategy to defeat it is throw Phoenix down at it. And, yeah, so speed being the name of the game here.
Yeah, no suplex from Chaos. Definitely an enemy of the people here.
Yeah. I mean, especially given that Chaos didn't suplex it, I would expect to not see one from Xyrak either.
Maybe the Phoenix is the one that did the suplexing. It's just so fast you don't see it, and that's why it dies. Huh? Maybe? So you did say, I was doing a little bit more adjustments on the bottom race. You did say that Chaos did take extra steps?
Yeah, Chaos took one extra step outside the train cars, I believe.
If it's only one, he should be okay. It's 2 is what you gotta watch out for.
Yeah.
So after the Phantom Train is defeated, we get a nice little menu break here for Cyan to be sad. And it's really interesting. You can do whatever you want in the menu. You got about 45 seconds to do whatever menu you need to do. You can change the window color, you can organize inventory, you can do all this stuff. But the game actually doesn't progress until you, you know, wait out the time. So you just gotta kind of go with the flow. You can check out the entire right side like Chaos just did, and yeah. So if he did take those extra steps, he will get an encounter right before the Baron falls here, which he is.
Oof.
And that's really unfortunate because that's going to change the encounters he gets on the Velt. He's going to see this encounter again, and that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt for him. And Sabin almost dying would not have been a big deal. Sabin's going to get revived in this cutscene anyway, so...
Yeah. And his equipping of Saban is done. He put the earrings and the True Knight on him already. And as you can see here, he also changed Cyan's equipment. Basically took off all his armor. This is set up a Psycho Cyan glitch of sorts. Yeah, and there is Xyrak throwing the feathers at the train.
Zero
really
suplexes.
And really just throwing those feathers in the face of the viewers. So you can see Cyan and Saban beating up on Cyan. That is not a mistake. We want Cyan dead so that we can bring him back to life. And then Cyan gets put in this funny glitch state where if you use retort with him, he will counterattack pretty much anything. And he will also counterattack multiple times sometimes. It's a very bizarre glitch, but very fun, as you are about to see. Because Cyan's going to set up his retort. Saban is going to try and suplex this piranha and miss. And then, since that piranha is the last one in the pack and died to both a magical attack and a physical attack at the same time, presumably the game just gets really confused and says, yeah, okay, get out of here. And we are now introduced to everybody's favorite monster boy, Gao. Whose name is going to be shortened to a G. Even though he already has a very short name, he says it a lot. And since he says it a lot, it is still very much useful to shorten it even further.
It's pretty funny. There are times he'll say his original name even when you renamed him. Go figure.
Yeah, that's because his name is actually a play on a Japanese word. Or more like a Japanese phonetic.
So this pincer attack that Chaos is in right now, it's actually planned. It's part of the route. Being able to manipulate the river and get the one encounter packs that you're supposed to get after entering Mobliz. At least the intention is that you come out of Mobliz, you get 2 encounters right away that are just one enemy that are very quick to kill. But because Chaos did take those missteps in the Phantom Train, also saw Xyrak did as well. He's going to see those grasshoppers that he fought about 5-6 minutes ago again.
Yeah, the grasshoppers are particularly annoying. Looks like he's just running from the grasshopper fight.
Oh no, that is not what you want to do, Chaos. Oh no. So that's one opportunity to get Gao just wasted. Now he's going to have 3 ghosts to deal with. And he's going to deal with them, alright.
Potioning up Saban, making sure he doesn't die. I can kind of respect that. These ghosts, while they normally cast fire and... well, normally they don't do anything, and sometimes they cast fire. On rare occasion, they can cast a spell called Flame Wall, which hurts a lot.
Well, clearly Chaos knew what he was doing, because there's Wildman.
Yeah. Some secret RNG manipulation strats going on Chaos' side.
Meanwhile, Keishira does get through Riza Pass just fine, gets the skip. Notice that she did not have the True Knight, so Cyan could have got crit and died, and that would have been pretty much game over for her, but thankfully the hit on Cyan was not a critical, so she was able to get through.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, Keishira skipped the treasure room in the returner hideout, so she didn't have the True Knight. And as a result, she also did not unequip Cyan, so that Cyan could take a regular hit from a Piranha after being revived. But beyond that, it is the exact same strategy.
Is Cyan actually up a level for Keishira? Did I see that right? Maybe I'm crazy.
265 hit points. He might be.
It's got some swag sunglasses.
Cyan usually has like 230 something hit points, right?
I think so. Interesting.
Keishira did get to 2 levels in her final battle before Vargas, so maybe she got to 10.99 instead of 10.98. And that might have pushed Cyan just a little bit over.
So Chaos has acquired Gao, and he's going to be on his way. Keishira has beginning the journey to find this man. And Chaos actually electing to take a safety save before the Serpent Trench. The Serpent Trench generally isn't too difficult, but there are definitely times where if you get the wrong encounters, and the wrong encounter is a pincer attack, that you can end up getting pretty devastated. There's an Angua form that can cast Aqua Rake. There's a pincer attack where the jellyfish guy Aspic, he can cast Numb Spines on you, which stops a character, and you have to stand there and wait for them to either die or get unstopped for like a minute. And it's just pretty awful.
Keishira getting some bad luck here. Like Chaos, Keishira ran from the 3 Grasshopper fight. And now she has gotten back attacked by the 3 Ghost fight. Oh dear. And Cyan just got paused.
It's certainly going to put a pause on the speed run.
I think Keishira's response to that would be Gao.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. So in a back attack, you can't have Gao appear anyway, so you probably wanted to run away from that one, but unfortunately wasn't able to get away before doing some stuff in the fight, so now she's got to stand here and wait for Stop to wear off. That's why Stop's pretty nasty.
I did not know that the ghosts did that. I thought that was the Popliums, but yeah. And I believe she's also going to have to grind out another encounter here because, again, she doesn't have Gao yet. Alright, and there he is.
Ultimately not too bad. Could have been a little bit better, obviously, but that's what you get for running away from the first one, in my opinion. You gotta take that Grasshopper fight. Otherwise, you're just asking to come off step route.
Yeah. And the Grasshoppers die to both Dispatch and Aurabolt in one shot, so it's not even a thing to reduce it to one Grasshopper really fast. And if that Grasshopper berserks one of your characters, then you just let them get the last hit in and, you know, use the dried meat really fast after the last one dies to prevent child abuse. Cyan very near death on Chaos's side. I'm just bringing it up because I want to let you all know that we don't actually care. Because Cyan, we are just running from every encounter in the Serpent Trench, and Cyan is really bad at that. He's got really slow ATB going up, he's got a really slow run meter, and yeah. I mean, we don't care. Unfortunately, I believe this is the last encounter of Chaos's in the Serpent Trench.
Yep, that's it for him. So he's through the Serpent Trench. No worse for the wear. So we've made it to the town of Nakia. Nakia sells a particular item called smoke bombs. And smoke bombs allow us to run from just about every encounter we run into. And Chaos, there's an option that runners can take to buy an extra mithril pike here in Nakia, but Chaos elected not to. So he's just going to buy the smoke bombs and be on his merry way here. His fairy way?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You got to chuckle for me for that one.
Alright, we did it.
But yeah, Chaos got level 11 with Edgar, so I figured the Mithril Pike was probably not going to happen. And picking up those extra 2 smoke bombs, like normally you'd pick up 11, but getting 13 instead is really nice. Right, and we are now on to Locke scenario on his side. We can see Chaos moving Locke to the second slot. Looks like Locke is already in the back row, which is exactly where we want him. And he's just going to clip through that guard and leave South Figaro. Bye, South Figaro.
So Locke scenario, this cave, obviously you have one character instead of 2, and that's a thing that can happen right there. The Trilobiter, if he gets a turn, he can actually poison you, and that's why we pick up the antidote in the Returner's hideout. Is in the event that this happens, this specific scenario right here, if Locke gets poisoned, we have some way of curing it. And so it'd be interesting to see if the same scenario happens to Kefka. She doesn't have a way to deal with the poison.
Yeah. Poison is annoying for 2 reasons. First off, for every step that you take, poison actually deals 6 damage to the poison character, which is quite a lot for Locke because he only has, 100 and something hit points.
Ooh, and this pincer is also particularly nasty. So you notice Locke was moved down to the second slot. That's particularly in the event that this pincer occurs. So that gold bear there, if Locke was in the top slot, Locke would be facing the opposite direction. He'd be facing to the right, but because Locke is in the second slot, he faces to the left. And that gold bear does a pretty significant amount of damage if he gets a turn. Thankfully for Chaos, the gold bear didn't even get a turn there, but the gold bear can cast Gouge. And if you cast Gouge and Locke is facing the opposite direction, it does more like 180, 190 damage, and Locke is just dead.
Yeah.
So that's why we move Locke down a slot, is in the event that happens to be a pincer attack. And it's happened a couple times now. So definitely a safety precaution that doesn't really waste a whole lot of time that you want to take.
Yeah, especially since you're going to be in the menu anyway, getting sprint shoes and some armor on Locke. Kefka having a dead Cyan. She doesn't care. She's just going to keep running away from the counters.
Another safety save from Chaos there as lock scenario is over. I'm assuming that's because if you get like the world's worst luck and Bannon gets crit twice on the raft here, he can die.
Yeah, it has happened before in a race. I believe it happened like not even that long ago too.
Oh geez, so he has Bannon in the front row. He must not have backroad Bannon before entering Ultros. And that's definitely dangerous coming off of the river here.
Yeah, and Bannon did take 2 shots from those pterodons, so... Yeah, but he is out of the raft segment, and now he is probably going to be potioning Bannon. And now the chance of Bannon dying has been all but eliminated.
There is one particular encounter that we're going to get later that if it's a pincer and Bannon's facing the wrong direction, he could potentially get whacked in. But other than that, unless he messes up the security checkpoint, he should be in the clear.
Yeah, most of the encounters that Chaos is going to come across are the same encounters from the start of the game. And even Bannon is only going to take like 2 or 3 damage from the attacks from those, but there is one new area with new monsters, so keep an eye out for that. Uh-oh. Looks like Xyrak intended to move Locke to the 2nd position and mismenued a little. Okay, so there was the encounter on Chaos' side. Drama has been averted. Alright, so Xyrak having a drama-free lock segment. Which is what you want. And Chaos finishing up Terra's segment. So this looks to have added up to be, I want to say, a 5-minute or so lead for Chaos.
Yeah, I think Chaos is good to, even if he does get Ice 2'd at Kefka, if he takes a safety save, he probably gets a 2nd shot at it.
Yeah.
But it'll be pretty close if that does happen. All these dang kids and their Bannon in the front row. Living life on the edge, man.
Yeah, I noticed the Xyrak did that too. I am still a big proponent of the rowing Bannon in the first round strategy against Ultros, as opposed to taking that risk.
It's certainly scary, but to each their own, I suppose. I'm not the one with the best times in this game, so I have no room to talk.
I mean, if you put it that way, I do suppose both these runners have better times than me. So, Cyan showing outrage at the presence of General Kutan is a nice indicator that we are nearing the end of that particular cutscene, and soon the ascent up the mountain to the Frozen Esper will be happening on Chaos' side. Keishara getting the dramatic encounter, which will not be a dramatic encounter because it was a side attack for her. Apparently, Edgar thinks this Moogle is cold as ice or something. I don't know, is that supposed to be a pun? Kutan doesn't know ice magic.
Maybe she does. You just haven't seen it yet. So Chaos electing to take a safety save here, and then going to start the fight. So, wow, it's actually Celis in the little menu thing. I never noticed that before. So Celis
And it's Kutan again.
does make an appearance. I never noticed that. That's funny. I wonder if you swap there, it initializes her data. That's actually interesting. Anywho, we've got Edgar, Sabin, Gao, and Cyan all in the main party here. They're going to be the ones who can pump out the most amount of damage against Kefka, our highest physical damage dealers. Kefka has really high magic defense, so Terra can't do much, unfortunately. And much like the Moogle battle at Narshe, we can just kind of wait for these guards to walk past us and kind of get past them ourselves here. So no real threat until we get to right before Kefka, where we have to walk past the rider pacing back and forth, and then Kefka himself is very, very dangerous, and it's definitely a fight where things can go awry if you do not play it well.
Yeah. Kefka is a fight that you should win, but he's got some tricks up his sleeve to throw a wrench in your plans. That first auto attack on Edgar, however, is not going to be one of them. So a little bit of good luck for Chaos there. Also got good weight tricking coming from Chaos. Auto attack on Cyan. That's going to do a bit of damage, but so far so good. He's got a good pace here. And he skips the third turn.
So skipping the third turn is how you want that fight to go. Chaos is going to be your winner in this top race here. I was using his timer, so time's going to stop. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can recrop Keisha's really quick. Chaos's official SRL time 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 33 seconds, improving his turning PB there by a solid 2 minutes, and he's going to be moving to 3-0. Unfortunately, the early leveling mistakes from Xyrak, not getting to level 6 before dropping down, and then having to take a pretty large amount of extra encounters and all kinds of extra attacks here and there to actually get up to the level she needed to get up to, cost her about 2.5 minutes. And so
yeah, unfortunately,
it's just how it played out.
And these races, it really starts from the beginning. It's very important that you make sure that those brown guards just get out of your fights. Trying to decide what word I could use there.
There we go, no harm, no foul. So Xyrak is going to be finishing up her race here, probably about 3 to 4 minutes behind if all things go well on Kefka. Gonna be more of the same, walking around these guards, hoping everything on Kefka goes reasonably well.
About 1:30 probably. So, while we have the time here, I would actually like to ask your opinion. Do you think that Xyrak's strategy to try and recover from that loss of experience at the beginning was the best one, or?
No, I would have grinded it early, I think, personally.
All right.
But, because you lose so much damage on the auto crossbows in South Figaro Cave, so you have extra attacks all across the, that's like an extra 10 to 15 seconds every encounter.
Yeah. And yeah, that was actually the point where Chaos managed to pull ahead. Auto attack from Kefka on Gao, that is a little worrying. Gao's... Actually, I believe Gao comes with no equipment. So he is still out there with no equipment.
We did get the Dreaded Eyes too, but fortunately it was single target, so that'll be all for Kefka. For Xyrak, it's going to be a 1:32.42 according to our timer. Official SRL time, a 1:32.47, so good game. Chaos moves to 3-0, Xyrak moves to 2-1. Both of them definitely not out of the tournament. Obviously Chaos, being undefeated, looking to be a favorite to make the top 16. And Xyrak are going to have to do a little bit of work and have a little bit of luck to proceed on.
Yeah. 3-1s are, for the most part, going to get in.
That's actually not true.
Yeah, there are going to be somewhere between 2 and 4 3-1s that will be eliminated. But the vast majority of them will get in, and given that Xyrak's first loss is so late in the tournament, her first tiebreaker, the Buchholz tiebreaker, I believe it's pronounced, is going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, so the way tiebreakers work in this tournament are opponent strength of schedule. So the better your opponents that you face do, then the more likely you are to proceed. And then if in the event that your opponents have the same strength of schedule, then your tournament PB is the next tiebreaker. So once you've faced an opponent, you definitely want them to do well for the remainder of the tournament. Alright, so on to the next race here. We've got Straevaras also at 2-0 and Xyrak also 2-0. From what I saw glancing down at this race, Xyrak had some trouble with Welk early on, and so that lost him a fair amount of time. And looks like Straevaras just now triggering the Return His Hideout cutscene, so he's done everything he has to do in there. So he's probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes ahead at this point, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, definitely a significant lead here. I'm curious to know how that came about. I didn't even have the streams open until a few minutes ago.
Tisk, tisk.
Oh, and I had to comment.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Oh, baby.
Well, so, what should we call that? A near miss?
That is a near miss for sure. Definitely not what you want to see when you're walking by that NPC there. So what can happen is that one of the NPC that randomly wanders around the table can go up the stairs and get in the way. And if he just so happens to get in the way, you can't progress because you're stuck in a cutscene, and then he gets stuck and you get stuck and it's just over.
Yeah. Since it's in a cutscene, you have no control over your character. And yeah, it feels really bad. I believe that it's been said that with proper mashing and text advancement, it shouldn't happen. But I don't know. I get scared every time regardless.
So let's take a look at how these characters got to be 2-0. Straevaras' first opponent was Daniel RGT in the first round. Won that race by a little under 2 minutes, so it was a pretty close race. And then round 2 for Straevaras was against Scratch Dragon, and that was actually a 23-second difference. So Straevaras has been getting closer and closer every time he does a match here. But so far, some really good times. He's got a 126.37 in his last race. His first race was a 128.54. So some solid times from Straevaras for sure. And then we've got Xyrak here. Xyrak's first race was against DJ Tifa Heart. Xyrak had a 131.19, DJ Tifa Heart a 134.01. So he won that by 2 minutes and 45 seconds, give or take. And then Xyrak's second race was against K Davis. Xyrak had a 128.46 in that one, and K Davis had a 131, so he won that one by about another 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So he's consistently been winning by about 2.5 minutes. So he's got some time to make up here. But both these guys putting in some decent times. I think I'd have to give the edge to Straevaras, though. Straevaras definitely has had a better average time in the tournament.
And of course he is my Windows accidentally. But yeah, we're into the Ultros fight here.
So Ultros scripted battle. Because he talks at the beginning of the fight, everybody starts at full ATB. So as long as you do this fight proper, it's always going to be the same. It's looking like Straevaras does not have the Mithril Pike. Looks like he might have missed that in the Marshall fight, or maybe he just didn't get it equipped. So it'll be interesting to see. And that's going to lose him out on about 50 damage per Edgar's turn. But if he crits, it doesn't matter. There you go.
Yeah. Free every time.
Why be good when you can be lucky, right?
And another crit. Yeah, there are a few different ways that can happen. I've missed it before because Mog crit the Marshal in the face for 300 damage or something and killed it on the second turn. So... I did not see what Edgar's level was, but it seems that...
I do believe he got Edgar to 12. I remember seeing him grind Pterodons.
You mean 11?
No, 12.
Pretty sure he's 11. Well, both of them grinding the Pterodons.
I mean 11. I'm good at math.
For some reason, I think Cyan was level 12 in Keishra's race. I'm not entirely sure why, though.
So we've got both runners step routing. As you can see, no encounters on the river for Xyrak either. Straevaras got the encounter right at the edge of the forest there on the grass tile. So he's step routing as well.
Both these players taking the more conservative ban in the back row strategy as well.
And let's see how this Ultros fight goes for Xyrak here. Ooh, he weight tricked the Aura Bolt to make up for the mistake he made in Edgar's menu. That's a little risky, but it might pay off.
He gets the tentacle. And this fire spell is going to result in a counterattack that is going to put Terra in critical. Oh, unless it gets blocked. That's kind of unfortunate. When that happens, you could try for a Riot Blade as a potential backup. So now comes the dangerous part. Hopefully Ultros gets put down soon. Out would have been a multi-target tentacle attack, and he would have followed that up immediately with another action. That would have basically guaranteed Sabin and Terra dead in his fight, and could have very well put Bannon out of his misery too. So, just fast enough to avoid catastrophe there on that side.
Yeah, but definitely not the fight he needed. Not executing that fight proper, loses about a minute, and he was already trailing behind Straevaras pretty significantly, so he's going to have a little bit of luck.
Very tight. And Straevaras getting a good leader fight, getting the black belt as expected and hoped for. And now he's going to be proceeding to the Kool-Aid party. So there's not a lot going on either side now.
So once again, the Imperial Guard camp, full of cutscenes. You've got a cutscene in a battle, and a cutscene in a couple battles, and a cutscene in a battle, and a cutscene in a couple battles, and then some more battles, and then you're done. But unfortunately, all the battles are pretty simplistic, with the exception of 2 of them. So not a lot going on in the Imperial Guard camp here.
I think if there's one thing to say about the battles, a common theme is that you don't want any counterattacks, unless it's Cyan making them. Yeah, almost forgetting to reset the battle speed to 6. The fight is certainly doable at battle speed 1, but you take a lot of damage.
Yeah, the original strat, before getting Shadow was a thing, or if you ever feel like going solo with Sabin, is to leave battle speed at 1 and throw the black belt on Sabin and have him counterattack everything. It gets a little risky, for sure.
That is 3 edgy 5 me. Yeah, Shadow getting an axe there. Straevaras might heal him before going through the rest of the gauntlet. Got yet another rendition of the world's worst Kool-Aid party. Xyrak setting up for the side. That is not too bad, really. Shadow's job has been more or less done. And the recovery spring at the start of the forest section will revive him, so... Sure, I guess one of the Magitech armor fights will take a little bit longer as a result of Shadow being dead.
Yeah, there's one Magitech encounter where there are 3 enemies, and so you have to wait for ATB to fill a second time. A little unfortunate there.
I can understand being willing to risk it, though.
Well, definitely, if you don't have the additional Phoenix down, there's not really much you can do about it. Shadow will get revived at the spring in the Phantom Forest.
Yeah. But, he could have been potioned, but you'd have had to do an extra menu for that, which is, eh.
Saban's a little low on hit points too for Straevaras there, so getting a little more and more scary as time goes on. Saban keeps taking those hits. And obviously a heal force would take care of that right away, but yeah, he's down to 51 hit points. A little unfortunate there. But with only one more fight to go and it's only 2 enemies, it should be fine.
Well, there's also a forest encounter, if I'm not mistaken.
There is a single ghost. Gonna spook him.
These.
And everybody saved at the spring, yay!
Yep.
No harm, no foul.
Shadow. Getting a couple fire spells on Cyan there is less than ideal. Roo. Unfortunately, I believe that cadet was already almost dead, so... Well, we got some Roo-Roos for the fans that probably didn't spare Xyrak too much time.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of Frank in your life. So.
Right. And that Straevaras is still going in counter. Xyrak also.
Sorry, go ahead.
Xyrak, I was just going to say that Xyrak's giving us some rainbow beams, but you have probably something important to say, I hope?
I was going to say Cyan was getting beat up, but Stray took the time to heal him, so no real worry there. Cyan getting beat up actually on the Phantom Train isn't the end of the world. There are a lot of different places in this game where you want Cyan to die, mostly because he's so freaking slow when running away from encounters, so having 2 characters for Phantom Train is a little more scarier than 3, but being able to run away from fights quicker kind of evens that out. And maybe, I guess if you don't want to take the chance, you don't want to take the chance, but if Cyan dies, I'm not gonna be too upset about it myself.
Yeah, I feel like if at any point during this Doma gauntlet, if I was going to heal, it would be immediately before the 3 fights with the Berserk Cyan. But after that, you're so close to the recovery spring, it doesn't seem like there's too much to gain from it.
So, got a couple more encounters here. Straevaras is going to run past some single bombs. This is one of the benefits of the step route. You don't have to fight multiple bombs. But a single bomb, when it's a back attack and it has a chance to get a turn, it casts a Blaze sometimes. And Blaze does a significant amount of damage. Oh, nope, he's out of there. No harm, no foul. Meanwhile, we got a pincer on Xyrak's side, so he's going to have to take the time to potion one of the ghosts and then have everybody run away. And the ghost casts fire. The fire is not nearly as strong as the bomb's blaze, but definitely a time waste nonetheless.
And I just wanted to say that is a demonstration of just how slow bombs are. Got a back attack there and still did not get a turn off.
Sometimes they can surprise you, though.
Yeah?
If Cyan decides he doesn't want to run anytime this century, then he gets a little toasty.
To show off their Flame Wall spell. I got that exact pincer before, and his shadow wound up biting the dust after that encounter because of a Flame Wall. And here we go, folks. It may have taken an extra hour, but we've got our suplex.
We did it, yay.
High fives, chat. Now, I was going back and forth between the two, but I believe Straevaras also managed to avoid any extra steps, so...
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it looked good. Normally, the missteps happen right before the boss. Like, you're like running around that final little corner trying to get into the final door, and you just like, whoops, there's an extra step. Or if you're turning around to go back into the car for the earrings, that's another place where a lot of people make mistakes. But I'm pretty sure he's good. Meanwhile, Xyrak's got some train jumping to do. Don't ask me how. He manages to run fast enough to hop to the next train, let alone carry 2 people while doing it. But Saban's just really, really fast when he wants to be. He's got that leg strength.
He definitely did. Uses all of those magic attacks. Makes you think.
He's just a magical kind of guy. So yep, Straevaras not getting that Grasshopper encounter, which means he did not make any step routing mistakes after forcing the still going encounter. So he'll be seeing the ideal encounters on the Veld.
Ooh. And Xyrak eating a blaze, I believe.
In a normal encounter, no less. That's what you get for calling him slow.
I mean, hey. But yeah, unfortunately, it appears that we are not going to be taking a visit to Suplex City on Xyrak's side.
Alright, looking good in retort land for Straevaras. He's got the setup for Rizapas here. Saban dead, no suplex, very sad. Did he actually get retort off? Yes, he did. So we're going to suplex the fish. Can't hold on to the fish, he's too slippery. It's okay, Cyan's got this. Stabby stabby, no more fish want to come play. Game's over.
I believe that was the first frame that you get retort on.
That was definitely scary. Seen a number of people hit A too early and end up dispatching the piranha, and they have to recover from that.
A dispatch there would summon 3 more piranhas that you would have to fight through. Nothing too catastrophic, but definitely annoying.
So we've got Gao, Rizapas down for the count, doesn't even exist. We're gonna potion up Cyan here, because he was like mostly dead. And then 2 steps, Straevaras is gonna get an encounter. That's how you know he's on step route. He's gonna see some brawlers, he's gonna see that Lobo and Guard pincer attack that we saw in the first race. That's a planned pincer attack that you just kinda have to deal with due to the particular seed we're on.
Not a big problem, though. All of these guys go down in a single attack, and it's really just a small price to pay for the rest of the consistency on the Veld.
And a lot of that is nobody's actually just taken the time to route out all the other potential step routes. So I think if somebody really wanted to put in the time and effort, they might be able to find a better step route overall. There was rumors
Yeah,
that a
maybe.
certain person was going to do that, but he never ended up doing it.
And I imagine that almost every other seed would run into that Templar fight.
Yeah, the Templar soldier fight is a very common seed, mostly because there are, I think, 255 or 256 possible belt packs, and the standard early on in the game you only get like up to the first 60, and then it like rolls all the way over, or rolls back, and then the first one it rolls to is Templar soldier, which I believe is way on down the line. And so, like, say you have monster formations from like packs like 1 through 12, and then like Templar soldiers in pack, I don't specifically remember what pack it is. I want to say it's even either pack 60 or like pack 200 and something. It's way down there. So if your value is like anywhere from 19 to like 55, it'll roll all the way to that Templar fight. And Straevaras getting Gao on, I believe that was the first attempt, so he's gonna be sitting pretty here.
So Straevaras perhaps attaching a rubber band to his controller at this point and going for a quick bathroom break.
Looking good for Xyrak there. He's gonna get the retort, and the fight's gonna be over. He's about a little over 4 minutes behind Straevaras right about now, so he's got a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, certainly possible though. He's still got Serpent Trench. And yes, you can blame me for it.
I'm pointing the finger. You just can't see me. So despite the FF6 community's significant efforts, there's absolutely no way to skip this Gao acquisition cutscene. It's possible to kill him off, you can do all kinds of stuff, you can even have retort go off after the cutscene's over. You kind of hear it go off as it fades out. It's kind of like epic, like Science is going to murder him. But ultimately, we have not yet found a way to skip the Gao cutscene, even if he dies. Any number of things. You can skip him rejoining the party, that little dialogue he has there, but no way to skip the initial cutscene, unfortunately.
That's too bad. That cutscene is, even when you're holding down a full minute and 40 seconds, yeah?
It's certainly a long time. I don't know the specific timing of it.
I don't remember if it's a minute and 40 seconds up until the tutorial on how his abilities work, or through the tutorial on.
So Straevaras starting the Serpent Trench here. One of the first things to look out for is the first encounter. If it's a single angle form, you want to dispose of that guy as fast as possible, because when an angle forms by itself, he has the ability to cast Aqua Rake, but it's unfortunately a back attack, but fortunately it's Actinion, so he doesn't have anything to worry about except getting away from them. And Xyrak picking up Gao on the first chance he had as well, so fortunately no additional time to lose there.
Yeah, all Actanions do is poke you with some sharp bits. Since it was a back attack, though, everybody's going to wind up in... Nice preemptive here.
And so Straevaras is through the Serpent Trench with, he's no worse for the wear by any means. So he'll be picking up those smoke bombs, and judging by...
Like a Mithril Pike.
Yeah, the Mithril Pike he's going to pick up because he was very careful with how many smoke bombs he bought there. And he's going to be on his way.
He missed the first one, apparently. That's right.
I forgot about that. Yes, he did. So Straevaras out of the Sabin scenario, probably right around 114, not bad. And Xyrak still probably about 4 minutes behind at this point. So given the fact that Straevaras has done a safety save and has been saving everywhere, it's going to be pretty rough for Xyrak to make up this ground, but anything can happen for sure.
If moving lock to that second position immediately. Sure thing. We all get to watch Serpent Trench without Nirim. That was a slow runaway on Straevaras' side, but with 11 smoke bombs, you don't necessarily have enough smoke bombs to just use one in every encounter. So definitely saving it on that less risky one, and saving the ones for Sabin getting crit by an Actanion. Taking a lot of damage, but no drama so far on Xyrak's side. Yeah, no drama so far.
I see a poison lock. That looks pretty dramatic.
I think that happened like right before the tunnel armor fight.
Yeah, generally, if you're not gonna take the time to cure it, you either didn't pick up the antidote or are just tanking through it and healing through it. But yeah, given that Locke had a lot of HP left, definitely right before. Meanwhile, Xyrak making his way through that Serpent Trench. This encounter can be particularly nasty. It's got 5 enemies, and one of those guys wants to numb spines and stop you. There's not much you can really do about it.
Oh man, I remember that happening to me.
Xyrak making it through the Serpent Trench. He's going to buy his smoke bombs and potentially a Mithril Pike and be on his way through Nakia.
I do recall Xyrak having a Mithril Pike and also farming that that Pterodon fight, so yeah, chances of another Mithril Pike are pretty low. See if Xyrak has been keeping sharp on his guard clip. And beyond that, the next big thing is going to be the Kefka fight.
No security's going to hold Straevaras back as he rips through that security light. No problem.
Yeah. Xyrak was behind by about 2 minutes of Mount Colts, I believe. That returner hideout when we joined in on this race, start the commentary. Since then, there hasn't really been any big issue with either runner. It's just Xyrak's been getting slightly worse RNG and slightly worse execution, maybe.
There's the gouge, 100 damage.
And I believe it is a 2 times damage multiplier if your back is turned to an attack, so...
Would have been a nice solid 200. Locke's max HP in the menu there, 194, so he would have been dead. So, once again, always move your dude down.
Yeah.
So you notice Straevaras actually diverted into the Moogle Cave and picked up the Rune Edge there, so he's going to have Edgar with the Mithril Pike and the Rune Edge. Rune Edge is not as strong as a second Mithril Pike, but walking through that cave actually saves you a couple of steps on the outside, and there's no encounters in that cave. It does waste time because it's such a long wraparound, but picking up a weapon there as well as, shortcutting the cave a little bit, and ultimately it's not much of a time loss. Tunnel armor down for Xyrak. Bannon, cutscene, Terra scenario for Straevaras just about over as well. And it's really funny. This is about the same exact gap we had in our last race with Keishira and Chaos. One was finishing Locke as the other one was finishing Terra. So once again, probably about 4 minutes between the two.
Yeah, about a 4-minute difference. So, yeah, Uh, Straevaras has afforded himself a little bit of a buffer for a little bit of bad RNG against Kefka.
Nice preemptive for Xyrak there. Allows him to run away without using a smoke bomb. I saw his smoke bomb total was a little bit on the low side, so definitely gonna help him out there.
I think Xyrak picked up 13. He may have been using them a bit more aggressively than Straevaras was at this point, though. Yeah, also just straight running away is slightly faster than using a smoke bomb in a preemptive because of the smoke bomb animation taking up a little bit of time.
He wasn't as low as I thought he was. I thought I saw 3, but I guess it must have been 8 because he still has a lot left.
Yeah.
So Xyrak also going to take the detour through the Moogle Cave here and pick up the Rune Edge. So
yeah, both of these, both runners are going to have some pretty strong Edgars. Being level 11 with a Mithril Pike and Rune Edge.
No safety save for Straevaras. Interesting. This race just got super duper interesting.
Oh, yeah, that thing I was saying about that nice little RNG buffer. Bye. That's out the window.
I believe the last time Straevaras actually saved, at least that I can remember, was before the Serpent Trench. I don't think I've seen him save it at any other point. So if he does take a death to Kefka here, he's got a lot of ground to make up. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the chances that even if Kefka does get his 3rd turn, that he multi-targets Ice 2 are pretty low, but it definitely does happen, and it happens more often than you think it would, so
yes.
Let's see how it goes.
Uh-oh. That is not how you want to start a Kefka fight. Incorrect blitz input from Straevaras.
That's scary.
He can still recover this and skip. Oh. Okay, poison on Edgar is okay.
Actually, really low damage on that poison roll.
Yes. I don't believe it has a chance to one-shot Edgar. It'd have to go on Cyan, I believe, to one-shot him. Single target Ice 2. Cyan is down, and so will Kefka. Kefka will be 2 in a moment, though.
Can't imagine the the heart dropping when you see that Ice 2 dialogue. You gotta be like, oh no. But no harm, no foul. Straevaras going to finish his official SRL time of 1:26.26. That'll be a tournament PB for him. Congratulations to Straevaras, moving to 3-0. Xyrak gonna be bumped down to 2-1 here.
Yeah. Very respectable time here. It's going to be competitive with the top runners in the 3-0 bracket.
Yep, Straevaras will be joining Tina Hex, VLCC, and Chaos as our current only 3-0 runners. There's, I believe, 5 more matches where people have the chance to be 3-0 as well. So Xyrak here making his way, or will be making his way up to fight Kefka at Narshe as well. Looks like might have stopped paying attention for a second there, but he's on his way.
Right. No safety save from Xyrak for the Kefka fight. Going on a nice little detour there, showing us all the sights of the Narshe Mountains. Kefka gets in a solid strike on Edgar in the first round. Shouldn't be a problem, but hopefully he doesn't repeat that.
Well, Edgar crit for almost 400 damage with his first attack, so he should be in... Well, he looks like he's a little behind in turn orders, so Kefka getting his first attack before Sabin gets a second Orbital off is a pretty good indicator that Kefka's going to get a third turn. But man, Edgar is carrying this fight.
Ooh. Carrying it to the grave.
Well, he did his best.
He did his job. And with that, Xyrak will finish with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Well, GG to Xyrak. He'll be bumped down to 2-1. He's still got a shot. And Straevaras obviously moving to 3-0. I do believe Xyrak... Yeah, he's got a vocals of 3, so he's definitely gonna have to win his next race. Then he's probably have to get a little bit lucky. we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, like I said, for Keishara, if our today's 2-1 runners manage to win their next race, they will both have some pretty good odds of advancing, I believe.
Well,
It is true that 3-1 is not a guarantee, but yeah,
only time will tell.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. Hope you enjoyed the races. The next scheduled race is going to be between Revenant Kyoku and B Sharp Major. That's going to be tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern time. If you want to catch that race, currently no restream scheduled, but you can go to their individual stream